Well. Welcome in, you filthy animals. Happy freaking Wednesday.
Change, you filthy animals.
Happy Wednesday. Oh, I'm so excited. We did it. That's right. The latest Steel Snobs episode is out. Listen, you don't understand, okay? Like, for me to release a Steel Snobs episode, especially now, with the way that my life has changed in the last 4 months, is big. The amount of sacrifices that I have to make as a channel to release a Steel Snobs episode is significant. People don't understand. I get it. Like, people ask me, when are you going to do this YouTube thing full time? I mean, it's hard. It's hard to do this full time. I've got a family that depends on me. I got to bring home the bacon because things like electricity and running water cost money. Yeah. So between everything that's going on in my life, I usually only have like 1 or 2 hours that I can work on the channel on a daily basis. Usually it's late at night when most sane people are sleeping. So, for me to be able to release a Steel Snobs episode, I have to make sacrifices. What do those sacrifices look like? I've turned down at least 6 or 7 collaboration requests from companies that I would normally collaborate with. That's honestly the reason why I haven't done a lot of Steel Snobs in the last year. It's hard to do. I wanted to do a bunch of reviews. I collaborated with a bunch of companies, and yet in the back of my head there was always this little voice that said, what about the content that lights the fire, right? What about the content that lights the fire of inspiration, not only for you but for a lot of people that watch your channel? The Steel Snob series is responsible for at least a quarter of my channel's audience. At least a quarter, potentially more. And so it's important to continue the series. However, when you make sacrifices and you shut off all of the content channels, you like when you say, no, I won't take a collaboration. Thank you, but no. Thank you, but no. Thank you, but no. And then you're left with nothing in front of you but a camera and a computer to do research and an idea. It could be a little daunting because I could put all of that time and effort into making that episode and it could go nowhere. That's the reality. So, released the latest Steel Snobs episode on CPM 15V. I'm proud of it. First and foremost, it has to be a piece of content that I am proud of or I won't release it. There are several unreleased Steel Snobs episodes that I have gotten like halfway through making and I said, abso-freaking-lutely not. I don't like it. And like all that work just goes down the drain. But that's not the case. That's not the case with the latest episode. I was asked today by somebody, Rollshambo, how long does it take you to make a Steel Snobs episode? And I started adding it up and I was like, oh wait, but it also took time to do this and to do this. Like the actual recording part is really only about an hour to 2 hours worth of recording before I find a take that I like. The writing for it takes an hour to 2 hours. The research for it takes as long as it takes. Like there's no time limit on the research. Usually I spend a lot of time just searching, like where's the story behind this concept. If I had to add it all together, I probably spent somewhere in the realm of about 15 to 20 hours between conception and uploading the final video. And I uploaded it. I was like, if this video bombs, I might just kill the series. I didn't know. It's been a long time. It's been almost a year since the last Steel Snobs episode that I uploaded. I didn't know. Are people going to watch it? Are people going to care? And it's performing well. It's the best performing piece of content that I've made in months. And it was pretty cool. Sean Houston, Mr. Big Brown Bear himself, found the video and watched it, and he said it was the best. Listen to this. Sean Houston himself said that my video, my Steel Snobs video, was the best video on the topic. That's what I'm talking about. The best freaking video on the topic. Like, that is high praise from the highest source that could have watched the video. And I didn't send it to him. I didn't tag him. I didn't send it to anybody. I linked it in the Only Spartans Discord. That was about it. I wanted it to either rise on its own or fall on its own and let it ride its performance or lack thereof on its own merits. And it did that. And it was the best performing piece of content that I have produced in the last several months. So to those of you who have watched it, thank you. To those of you who enjoyed it, I'm glad that you enjoyed it. I'm happy to say that I don't see myself killing the series anytime soon. In fact, I probably need to make more room for it in my schedule. It's nerve-wracking having a channel in this hobby and only uploading one video in like 8 or 9 days. Like, that is nerve-wracking. A lot of channels that do that, they're like, well, there goes my audience. So it was nice to see that it was well received. It was nice to see that many people enjoyed watching it. That was cool. That's what I've been up to. But now that's in the books. It's something I'm proud of. Now it's on to the next piece of content. I've got other videos to make. Cool story, Rollshambo. This is a knife live stream. What did you carry today? I'm so glad you asked. I carried 2 knives. First one, this guy right here. This is, of course, the North Mountain Blade Dwayne Dwyer collaboration, the BBNM. Does it look like a Strider? Yes. Does it feel like a Strider? I mean, yeah, but with better QC. I said what I said. Content on this is on the way. I also carried this guy, a freaking fixed blade that I can't keep out of my pocket, the Transparent Knives Doodle. Oh my goodness, such a good freaking knife. Content on this guy is also on the way. What did you carry? Let me know in the chat, or if you're part of the Only Spartans Discord, hit up the Discord, snap a photo of what's in your pocket. Keep it to EDC gear, okay? I don't want to see what's in some of your guys' pockets. I'm just kidding. But we're going to go ahead and start saying hi to the good people in the chat. And you know what? There's a ton of chat, and it would take me a long time to catch up. So I'm just going to start from... I'll scroll up a little bit. I'll try to get to everybody. We're going to go fast. Shout out to Lone Star, Talboy, Jojo, Henry G, Groundfog, Doc Duck, Ian Coates. What's up, Ian? Welcome into Aaron D2. We got B Shady. What's up, man? What's up? Welcome into the pods. We got Cicero, Blind Woo Fury. Let's go. Marco. Fred the Lug. What's up, Fred? And we're gonna keep it rolling. John Tagamori, Jim Miller. Jim, what's up, Jim? Ed says, I'm not a snob. You're a snob. Welcome into Ed. Another channel mod in the house. Channel mod's showing up in force today. They're like, hey, we should probably go and make sure that the live stream doesn't fall apart. Ian says, I don't want to hear Steel Snobs apologies if you're not going to do patches or a sticker pack to make up Steel Snobs apologies. I don't make any apologies. I need to do a sticker pack. It's true. Ian says, I carried the American Blade Works Model 2 roll. Was foolish to sell, but sucks to suck roll. It's mine now. I'm glad that you're enjoying it, man. It's the best model that American Blade Works makes. Some people will fight me on that, and they'll be like, no, it's the slip joint. No. It's the Model 2. It's the Model 2. Easily, okay? We're going to keep it rolling. What's up, Sierra Rick? Brown Sugar. We got Scotty Rayburn. He says, good evening. Are you going to Blade Show? Carried my Outbreak Stitch. I am not going to Blade Show. I know. I keep intending to go, and then life happens, and I just don't have the time. We'll get there. But this year is not that year. Everyone tells me for your first Blade show, you got to go to Atlanta, okay? That's what they tell me. So now that's my excuse. Before, my excuse was, well, I'll probably make it to Blade West. No, I need to go, 100%. 100% need to go. What is my microphone doing? All right, we're going to keep it rolling, guys. I'm trying to catch up and say hi to everybody. Hold on. Welcome into Skull EDC. Welcome into Plenipote. What's up? Tiffany, hi. Well, how's it going? Welcome into my man Vivelsky. Good to see you. We got Grateful Dog in the house. All right. Hold on. I'm missing stuff. The chat's gonna jump. You know what? The chat hath jumpeth. So we're just gonna go with it. Ed B says, Roll has gone over to the dark fixed side. They're all sharp and shiny, man. When you have, EDC ADHD, maybe I should make a shirt, or a sticker. EDC ADHD. It's a lot of letters. Maybe I shouldn't do that. Skull says the knife community could Kickstarter buy a new furnace for 15. For who? Like, that's the thing is that there are furnaces out there capable of it. It's about the steel companies that supply the steel to companies that do hot rolling, like Niagara Specialty Metals. So the companies that supply steel that finds their way to knife companies, they don't have furnaces hot enough. Like, something that I discovered, and I tried to put this out there in the Steel Snobs episode, was that it is expensive to make a steel like 15V with vanadium content that high. It's stupidly expensive. It's flexing purely for the point of flexing. Okay, a steel like 15V is what it represents is a company pushing the limits of what's possible. And that's important to understand, because they were doing that back in 1978, right? They were pushing the limits of what was possible. They wanted to see where they could take it with powder metallurgy. They wanted it to explore the boundaries of this new process and what they could do with that. But as time passed on, like, they started figuring out new ways to get higher levels of edge retention. We already have stupidly high edge retention type steels. Like Rex 121 is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I need to do a Steel Snobs episode on Rex 121. At least it's sticking around, right? At least it's sticking around. That's the thing, is that I felt bad, because it kind of felt like the 15V episode was like, somebody watches that 2-3 years from now, they're gonna be like, cool story, bro. I can't get 15V at all. Right? But how do you not pay homage to one of the edge retention titans that laid the groundwork for metallurgy that creates amazing steels that we all love and we all put in our pockets, right? So I had to do it. I don't know how long that episode's going to stay relevant, or who knows, a year from now, maybe Carpenter says, oh, look, our furnaces now go to 11. Just like our amps now go to 11. If you get the joke, you get the joke. Some people are like, what is he talking about? 11. Our amps go to 11. Oh man. Hey, shout out to my man Brad Mitchell. Brad says Idaho is still a myth. It simply does not exist. Thank you. I live in a fantasy land, right? The same place where Koenigs and Chris Reeve knives are made. Right. Hey, what's up, B Devious? Good to see you, man. Help with gadgets, welcome in. Says Model 1 warning is really good too there, Roll. Yeah, I mean, I've had two Model 1s. I had two different Model 1s. I had a Model 2. I sold them all. And I'll be very specific about why I sold them. I like them. I would have kept them had I felt like that was as good as American Blade Works is going to get. But what I've noticed with the 3 different American Blade Works knives that I've had is they all felt like improvements from the previous, right? So I'm looking forward to seeing what they do next. I feel like they could improve on their action, and I feel like they could improve on their machining consistency, if that makes sense. So I don't think we've seen the best that American Blade Works has to offer yet, whether that's from a production standpoint, a design standpoint, a QC standpoint. We have yet to see the best from American Blade Works. Mark my words, we might not see it in 2025, but I would be shocked if we don't see something from American Blade Works in 2026 that blows everything they've done out of the water. It's my imaginary intuition. Hey, how's it going, Carlos? Good to see you, man. All right, guys. I'm trying to catch up. I thought I only scrolled up a little bit and the chat got away from me. Hold on. All right. Everyone's piling in now. What's up, C. Kobe? Welcome into JoJo. Ghost Keeper says it's all in the heat treat. Kubi has a nasty heat treat on 14C and M390. That's because Kubi uses a vacuum plus cryo treat process that is top of the line. Like, people take that for granted. They have no freaking clue. Like, they hear the brand Kubi and they're like, oh, it's just Chinese company, blah, blah, blah. No. If you really want to know how good it is, first of all, sharpen your Kubi knives. I don't care if it comes sharp enough to get the job done out of the box. The best thing you can do for a Kubi knife is to sharpen it. The belt ground edges are like 50%, maybe 45% as capable as they will be once you actually put a hand ground edge. Like, you sharpen it by hand on a diamond stone, and I promise you, the levels of performance, the way that the edge passes through materials once you put a hand finished edge on there is insane. My Devo Tall Boy, loved it right out of the box. Put a hand ground edge on there, freaking bananas. Like, this thing is sticky. It's ridiculous how good it cuts. After I sharpened it, I put it through tons of cardboard. That's usually my use case scenario, right? Is cardboard. I get a lot of boxes and I have to dispose of them. To get them to all fit in my recycle bin, I have to tear them down. To tear them down, I've got to cut them into little pieces. It hasn't let me down at all. It's been stalwart. That's a good word, stalwart. So yeah, for all those who own Kubi knives, if you haven't put your own edge on there yet, you are in fact missing out. What's up, Hate Nate? Good to see you, man. He says, what up, Spartans? Roll Steel Snobs 15V video was fantastic. Anybody that thinks otherwise, they better recognize. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. I was talking about that a little bit earlier. Like, every time I release a Steel Snobs episode, I get hit with this extreme lack of confidence. Like, I put all of this work into it, like 20 hours worth of work. I sacrifice a week's worth of producing other content just to make it, and I go to release it, and before I hit the upload button, I'm like, well, I mean, it could bomb. But it didn't. It's been performing rather well. So it's a good indicator to me that I could hold off on that series for the better part of a year, come back to it, and it still has a following that enjoys it enough to support it so heavily. And then to have Big Brown Bear himself comment on it and say that it was the best video on the topic, that was really cool. Hey, my man, shout out. Hold on. Shout out to my man, Ed B. He says Roll's button is sensitive. Be gentle. Spartan, kick the like button, guys. Ed, thank you for riding with the channel for 22 months. Although I know it's been a lot longer than that. Thank you, man. I definitely appreciate the support. Definitely appreciate it. And shout out to my man John Tagamori with his 12-month anniversary, a whole year. John, thank you. Thank you. Oh my goodness. Let me make sure I haven't missed any other anniversaries here real quick. I don't think so. Help with Gadget says ABW just keeps getting better. Oh yeah, easily. I promise you that we're on the precipice, another good word, precipice, of some greatness from companies like American Blade Works, because they keep improving. I promise you that the knives we get from Mike Martin in 2026 are going to blow what we've gotten from them in previous years completely out of the water. I guarantee it. Craig, what's up, man? He says, that's okay, Rolls. I haven't been to a Blade show either. Maybe we'll both end up in Atlanta at the same time for our first show someday. I gotta stop procrastinating. I am terrible at planning ahead. Even when I make plans, they rarely work. I'm not the planner. I don't plan well. What's up, Paul? Good to see you, man. He says, best slip joint for the money, especially for USA made. American Blade Works for the win. I mean, listen, I'm not a slip joint guy. Then again, I also wasn't a fixed blade guy, and here I am every day carrying this guy in my pocket, like fixed blade, right? I have like 2 slip joints. I like them. But for me, I haven't found a slip joint yet that has truly been a knife that I just desire to carry every day. American Blade Works offers a titanium slip joint, which it's an extremely good value, and I think that's what it has going for it. But I promise you, they have not reached their ceiling yet. TC Blades, good to see you, man. Welcome in. Grateful Dong says, I talked to Michael at American Blade Works, asked him if he'd make tie scales with the same milling pattern as the Model 2 and slip joint. He said, sounds cool. I'll do it. Hey, that's great. I haven't seen it yet, but I bet he will. B Devious says, S90V is the steel of the gods. I'm still team 15V. Some people were upset when I said that, 15V was the edge retention king based on like the tests that were available. And listen, whether it's true or not, like we could go down the rabbit hole together. We could, ebb away into the abyss of insanity all we want, because there's so many different factors involved, right? Like, yes, you could do a rope cut test, but what if we change up the material? Would one steel, would Rex 121 beat, 15V in a different cut test? Or like different scenarios provide different results. But regardless of what those results are, like whenever you're talking about steels like S90V, K390, Maximate, Rex 121, 15V, shoot, throw 10V in there as well. We're talking about like the Bugatti Veyrons of the like knife steels, okay? We're talking about like the super steels that easily stand head and shoulders above other definitely good steels like 154 CM or Nitro V or 14 C. Like if you get a knife in S90V, you've got an amazing cutting tool that will last you a long time. The edge will last forever. You get Maximate, the edge will last forever. I mean, unless you drop it and it shatters. But that's my point. Like, it's just fun to talk about. Sierra Brick says, Rolls, check out the new Quiet Carry Weighty in Bannex Super Clean. All right, let's do it. Is it on their website? I love me some Quiet Carry. Quiet Carry Weighty. Hold on. Hold the phone. Strand XL. Is it a fixed blade? Nope. Yep. Ooh. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. I'm getting kind of like a cleaver-esque type feel from it. $239. Is that micarta? Yep, micarta. Okay. $240. I like it. I like it. Pocket ready EDC fixed blade. Looks like a flat grind, no worries. 2.5-inch blade, but look at all of that space. Like, you've got a lot of space to grip that thing with. Overall length is 5.6 inches, so it's roughly a 3-inch handle. But because you can go into the blade with your grip, it'll fit in the hand just fine. Color me interested. Color me interested. Hey, shout out to my man TC Blades. This is some potato cash. Some potato cash. Thank you, man. Thank you, TC. I appreciate it. I don't know why I tried to do that with a faux Italian accent. Like, I'm not from New York. Some potato cash. I think that would buy me at least one potato. One potato. Thank you, man. I definitely appreciate the support. Good to see you. Let's go. The chat jumps. Chat keeps jumping. Hold on. I know I missed some stuff in here. Hold on. Welcome into Matt. Good to see you, Matt. And hey, Nate, who's been a channel member, who's been a Spartan for 5 months. He says almost halfway through the year of the chode knife. Why is it the year of the chode knife? So my microphone does this thing where it enhances low volume, so that if I whisper, or if I don't talk very loudly, it'll pick it up, right? And it'll amplify it so that it's still audible. And so what happens is that when I try to drink water, like out of a cup, it sounds like I'm chugging soup. So if you're like, wow, why is Rollshambo drinking water out of a Taco Bell cup, out of a straw? I'm trying to make it so that it doesn't sound like I'm chugging soup. Anyways, thank you for riding with the channel for the last 5 months. Nate, I definitely appreciate it, man. All right. Ed says the Boss MagnaCut almost as good as S90V. Man, the Boss heat treat is great. It's so good. And you combine it with the buck edge and blade geometry, especially on a knife like their new 791, right? Like the Range Elite, fantastic cutting geometry. 90 thousandths thick blade spine, incredibly thin. Incredibly thin. However, you will never, ever get the performance out of that stock belt ground edge that you will out of a hand ground edge. So, like, I gotta sharpen it. I feel bad because I haven't needed to. Like, it's been cutting well. My Range Elite, it's been cutting well. But I know that it's never going to be as good as it will be once I put it on the old TS Prof. Skull says the metal injection molding may introduce contenders. Oh, metal injection, like the metal injection molded S35 yen is better than regular S35 yen. Yeah. I suspect the uniform additional pressure of metal injection molding would improve any steel. Yeah, it's really interesting. I don't know enough about it to say yes or no. I feel like it is going to depend on the steel. I don't know if it would actually improve every steel by default or if it's only going to improve some. That's something that I would probably want to know more about. He says, that's my card, punk. DC Blade says, hell, as long as it's hard and sharp. I mean, those are good standards to have in general. Ed says, give me S90V or give me death. I love S90V. You get amazing performance out of S90V. It's one of my favorite EDC steels because it's got great wear resistance to edge retention. And it's also a martensitic stainless steel, which is a really cool type of stainless, right? It achieves its stainlessness in a way completely different than a lot of other stainless steels, and I enjoy that. Aaron says, a new knife that looks cool, Marshall Design Works Gravitron. Pre-order started today. I saw that on Instagram. It does look pretty cool. Let me see if I can pull it up for the people that don't know what we're talking about. Marshall Design Works Gravitron. It looks great. Hold on. And 3, 2, 1, go. Yeah. So I saw this on Lefty EDC's Instagram. And the first thought in my head was, that's a cool looking Devo. Am I wrong? Does that not look like a Devo knife? Like, hold the phone. This one right here with the colorful carbon fiber looks like a straight Devo knife. It does. Maybe it's the purple pivot collar that is just happens to be the exact same purple color that we got on the purple Nurple Tall Boy. I don't know. To me, this looks like it took heavy inspiration from Devo knives, but it's kind of a cop-out to say that, okay? These prices, however, are good. And I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that we're working with 154 cm, which I'm fine with. I mean, check it out. We got polished DLC. We've got fat carbon fiber handle scales. Gorgeous looking blade. 180 for a polished DLC with fat carbon fiber. It ain't bad. I'd be surprised if Kubi wasn't the OEM. I don't know a whole lot about it. Hey, look at that. Kubi's. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. Maybe that's why it looks like a Devo. I said what I said. I can't unsee it, okay? To me, it looks like a Devo knife. That's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. And I know if Kev were in this chat, he'd be like, stop it. You know, like, you can't do the whole everything looks like everything. You know, he makes fun of people that say that. But I'm telling you, that kind of looks like a mix between a Devo Lush and... Hold on. I can't unsee it, okay? Devo Lush. Obviously not available right now. Maybe the Lush isn't the right one. Nope. I mean... how about the Devo Binge? The Devo Binge. All right, look at that blade shape. It looks like a... Okay, so Devo Binge kind of... I don't know. The more I compare it, maybe the answer to that is just no. But for me, I can't unsee it. It looks Devo-esque. I said what I said. I can't take it back. Paul says, S90V, MagnaCut, and K390 are my favorite steels right now. I like Vanax. Vanax is one of those steels that I'm a big fan of. Magnamax on the Mule team that I got tests really well. I need to get more material for another cut test because I ran out of cardboard. But the Magnamax is exciting stuff. I'm telling you guys right now, like when Magnamax comes out, it could single-handedly drive down the demand for MagnaCut. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if all of a sudden we see MagnaCut on more budget-friendly knives. And I love MagnaCut, okay? I do. Magnamax is excellent. Fred says, I wish someone would make a knife I like in K390 with DLC. That would make it the most perfect steel. I mean, it's not a common steel. I mean, it's kind of like with 15V. Most of the inventory that's out there is because of Spyderco, right? So if you don't like the Spyderco design language, a lot of people don't. I get it. You know, we had Jared Neves. He put out, or Jared Neve, sorry. He put out a knife in K390. It's not a popular steel for companies to make knives with. It would be cool. One of my favorites is Vanax, though. Love me some Vanax. Paul says, can't wait for Magnamax like K390 in stainless, they say. That's what they say. It says, who thinks Rolls has 2 turntables going with his microphone? 2 turntables going. What are we talking about? Do I have effects enabled or something? I don't think so. I mean, we could try. Hold on. We're going to go all the way up.
Does this make me sound more manly?
What about now? What about now? Do I sound more manly now? I'm just going to turn the effects off. I discovered the effects in one of my prior live streams, and it's funny to me. Like, I don't really ever use them, so I'm not sure what that sounded like, but we're gonna go for it. Sierra Rick says, Rolls, is it true Nitro V might be going bye-bye? I had not heard that. I might have to look into that. Hold on. Jim says, I put a 17 degree per side edge on my Deca. Freaking scary. Yeah, I would. It's another one of those knives that has a 90 thousandths degree or a 90 thousandths thick blade spine. That's where I'm looking for. So it's the same as a Neutron, same as a Range Elite. It's ridiculously thin cutting geometry, and when you put a 17 degree edge on there, it's going to be ridiculous, like slicing through paper towel levels of ridiculous. That says, I'm expecting my replacement Deca tomorrow. I'll have to try that. Oh yeah, definitely, without a shadow of a doubt, do it. Grateful Dog says, I have a Gravitron, but it's not a knife. Do you work at the state fair? One of my favorite rides at the fair was the Gravitron. Have not been in a while. Hey, welcome into GeoKnife. Good to see you. How's it going? Ian says, can we talk about the TriStash V2 selling out? Did it finally sell out? I thought last time we checked there was still the yellow one available. TriStash V2. Hey, there it is. They're all gone. They're all gone. And I'm pretty sure that everyone in here bought one. We've been seeing a lot of them pop up in the pocket checks. Congrats to Tri-State EDC for another successful release. His TriStash has sold out once again. Congrats. And from what I hear, everyone seems to be liking it a lot. Fred says, problem is it is too similar to the other knife that is popular at this point. Why would I spend more money to get another knife at this price point? What knife are we talking about? Welcome into Tricky 48. Says Magnamax and Pro Cut are both looking insanely good. Pop's Pro Cut is a steel that I definitely want to learn more about. All right, the chat has jumped. We're gonna roll with it. Hey, welcome into Top Dog. Good to see you, Top Dog. He says running late, but I be here. Hello, Spartans. Good to see you, man. Welcome in. Welcome in. All right. Ghostkeeper says the knife of the year for me is the bestech Taipan. I have not tried one yet. I have not. But I've tried several knives that I really like this year. Knife of the year for me might be a bit expensive this year. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead. Speaking of knives, let's go ahead and check out what's in the Spartans' pockets today. Starting off with Nick T. Yep, Nick T is the first person. He's got the Yan Chevron and the Riot VK Anub with the Serge Panchenko coin. Gosh, that's a good looking coin. Like, I don't typically comment on like the EDC coins, but you have to admire, like, that is really cool. I like what Serge does with his coins. Really neat. The Riot VK Anub is one that I do want to check out. I like the blade shape. I like the look of that hand satin finish. Vulpex always does it with like this brass little inlay piece right there. I gotta try it out. And they're not terribly expensive. I think they're only like, I say only. Oh man, I've been doing this for, I've spent too much money on knives, and you know, because I was about to say it's only 280 bucks. Some people on their first or second knife are like 280 bucks. Craig Vincent, he's got a couple of knives per use. Okay, he's got the Rat 1, he's got the Ritter Hogue, he's got, which Kaiser is that? Which Kaiser is that? I feel like I should know what that is. I'm not sure about the Midgards. I don't think that's a Valona. I'm not sure on the Midgards. Recon 1, and not sure about this guy. Not sure about this guy. I know the name of this concept right here, but I forgot it. Damn it. You guys got to help me out. I swear some of you guys just like posting a bunch of knives and seeing me struggle. The Velsky, he's got the Ultim collection today. Check it out. He's got a Tri-Stash V2. He's got a Shaman. And he's got... Wow, what's the name of this Kubi again? What's the name of this Kubi again? I forgot. I like the milling on the scales, though. I'm not the biggest fan of Ultim. I'll be honest. I'm just not. I have seen some good renditions of it. Typically, I like Ultim when it's contrasting like a dark color like black. Ed, he's got Smashburger Night. All right, man. Love it. He's got the CLK 2D and a Smashburger with a nice brew in the background. I'm here for it. Love it, man. Frankie Cheech says it's sharp. The only way a New Yorker should represent a Massachusetts-made blade. That looks like an Atom if I've ever seen one. Love the camo carbon scales on that. Is that watermelon sugar? Watermelon sugar camo carbon? I think so. I like the yellow in the background. I gotta ask, did you hand polish that mirror polish yourself? Or was that a special release? I feel like I'm guessing you did that yourself. I have not seen a polished blade from TRM that wasn't done aftermarket. Looks good though. Love it, man. Ian's got, of course, he's got the American Blade Works Model 2. What a good looking knife, Ian. What a good carry. I 100% approve. Grateful Dong, he's got the Under the Bridge MOA and the Boker Plus Modern Barlow. That's a pretty decent knife. I have one and haven't released a video on it. I have a couple Bokers that I still need to do a video on. Zach from Zach in the Wild, if you're watching, I'm sorry. Oh man, that just reminded me. I've got a handful of Bokers that I have not released content for. Sorry, Zach. I will get to it before the end of the year. I promise. I promise. Aaron D2's got one that I really like. That is the new XPJX Lamia. Look at that milling pattern on the handle scales. Freaking gorgeous. I love the way that was left raw. Like the raw milling on there with the knurling. I mean, would you call that a diamond pattern or would you just call that knurling? I feel like you just call that knurling. Either way, this is a new milling pattern on the handle scales for the SPK Lamia, and it's good. It's good, man. It's good. Don't get me wrong. I love my nature grip. I do. But I would not mind having one of these bad boys at all. Bradford Mitchell, he's got a CKF Evo. Is that a 4.0? Sometimes it's hard to tell. All I know is that I love the way that they do I guess they call that barking on the handle scales to kind of give it almost a wood grain texture. Custom Knife Factory does an amazing job on their handle scale finishes. And that is one of the coolest blade shapes that we've seen in recent times, easily. The Rotten Evo. Days, he's got Kunwu. Is that, which Kunwu is that? It's not a Pulsar. Is that a Chad? Which Kunwu is that? You can yell at me in the chat. It's fine. Jim Miller, he's got the American Dream in the background with the Hogue Deca, with the Lex custom scales. I approve. Yeah, Jim, I approve. Hold on. Here we go. Hogue Deca, Lex custom scales. Some of the best scales you can buy for a Hogue Deca easily. These are contoured. They've got really, really nice finish on them. I love it, man. Deca with the Lex custom scales. Big fan of that. On mine, I went ahead and added in the Rips Garage Tech DLC clip. I feel like that is great. S-Towel, that's what it is. I knew you guys would yell at me in the chat. Anyways, Hogue Deca with the Lex custom scales, fantastic. Excellent choice all day. And then, of course, the CRKT SPEW and the Finch Widowmaker. Oh, we got the Lex custom scales from Javon. Shout out to Javon. You guys know, you know. Look at that. Yeah. Love it, man. John Tagamori, he's got a Tri-Stash V2. Shocker. And the Golden Design Works. That's the Slim, right? The Golden Design Works Slim? I think so. I believe so. Yeah, the Slim. Pretty sure that's what that model is. Carlos, he's got the Something Obscene J-Cape. Another one of the really, really great models released in recent times. Can't go wrong with a J-Cape. It's just a beastly looking knife. TC Blades, another Tri-Stash V2. I'm starting to see what happened to all of the Tri-Stashes. You guys bought them all. You bought them all. Which one is this? It's a North. That's one of the newer North Mountain Blades knives. Not sure which model that is. All right, we'll check it out. North Mountain Blade. Which one is it? Which one is it? Hold on. We'll find it. We'll find it. Is it this guy? Is it this guy? No, it's not. Damn it. You're going to make me look for it. This is dangerous. Last time I did this, I ended up with this last time I did that. Oh, man. All right. Is it the jellyfish? No, can't be. Is it a jellyfish? Maybe it is a jellyfish. Is it? Maybe? I don't know. Oh, look at that. They got some kickstop chops in ZDP 189. That's cool. I dig it. Very nice. All right. Come on, EDC ADHD. Not today. We're gonna keep it. We're gonna keep rolling the ponds. He's got a Tri-Stash and Ultim. One Sneaky B. He's got a Compadre and, of course, a Devo Binge. Very nice. Let's go Mark P with an 80-20.5. Right, 80-20.5 with the titanium scales. I dig it, man. Shark's Foot Blade. Love it. Fred the Lug with the Concept Prototype. It's a good looking prototype. Says two others I've been playing with today: the Curtis F3 Medium and the Wells Blade without a name. Man, Curtis Customs makes knives that I like. I've tried a grand total of one. A viewer sent in an F3 medium slicer, kind of similar to this one, in fact, and I really enjoyed it. It had an issue though. It had an issue with lock rock, and at the time, I want to say this was 2 or 3 years ago. At the time, that was pretty common. I'm not sure if he's ever worked that out of his design process or not, but I'm assuming that he has. Because I haven't heard any complaints about the Curtis Customs having lock rock anymore. But back during the time that I reviewed one, the one I reviewed definitely did, and it was a commonly known issue. What about this one? The Wells Blade Works, no name. Solid looking knife, tell you what. Jim Cox coming in hot with, he's got a Blade Runner Outpost exclusive Vosteed Hedgehog. Look at that. I like that camo carbon fiber. 80s camo carbon, very nice. One of the most awesome things about camo carbon fiber and other ceramic carbon fibers is that no two scales will ever look completely the same. They will all have a little bit of individuality there, and that's great. I also got a little bit of camo carbon fiber going on. Boom, check it out. Damtanium scales on the Vosteed Vombat. Love it, man. Love it. Am I going to do a video on the scales? No. I already reviewed the Vombat. Listen, if you don't know, you can get camo carbon scales for your Vosteed Vombat. If you have one and you like it and you just say, you know what, I just wish that I had an option that wasn't either, G10 or micarta or aluminum, there you go. Vosteed now has camo carbon fiber scale options for the Vombat. Who knew? And then he says, here is a J-cape made into a Frankenstein. We put the blade hole from the Neemly, learned to water jet, and the stud from the Lek, anode by HWG. Wow, look at that. That is a Frankenstein. That's crazy, man. I'm here for it, though. I am here for it. That's crazy. Guys, thank you for joining in the Pocket Check. I definitely appreciate it. All right. Let me make sure. I might have to scroll up for a second. Got to stay hydrated. That's important, right? Tricky 48 says, I got those scales too, and the Ocean micarta. They also have straight carbon fiber too. Do they? Well, let's see. Let's see if they're still available first before I start spouting off about it. Vosteed. Yep, there it is. I was stuck between the... Hold on. I was stuck between the different camo carbon fibers. I didn't even consider this one with the regular basket weave carbon fiber. But they do a good job on their basket weave. I'll say that. I mean, 27 for the Ocean micarta, or 50 for carbon fiber. Let's see. Love it, man. I very nearly pulled the trigger on this one, but instead, where did it go? Where did it go? But instead I did this one. Hey, and look at that. They're now sold out. I went with the Damtanium, okay? But fear not, the Damtanium is really cool. But you can also get these. This is the Gulf camo carbon. That's what they call it, the Gulf. Does it improve the knife? Yes, absolutely. The feel of these with the camo carbon fiber is great. Absolutely recommend. And I guess they have these at 60, 69. Giggity. Yeah, 69. And then the Raindrop micarta, regular micarta is 39. Norplex G10 39. Raindrop micarta is only 27. Damn, that's not bad at all. Ocean micarta 27. No wonder they're sold out. 49 on these carbon fiber, basket weave carbon fiber. I'm here for it. I am here for it. I like it. I like their Vombat project. I do kind of wish that they made a Vombat XL. Just saying. Lone Star says, bring on the drama. We need more bonnets, nails, huge eyelashes, wigs, and weaves up in here. Just give it time. The knife community never stays down for long. There will be something. There will be a new drama. I guarantee it. Guarantee it. Top Dog says, is it me or are there more people in the chat than likes? Somebody be slacking. If you'd be so kind, Spartan, kick the like button. And if you're watching the live stream on a replay after the fact, shout out to you. Make sure to leave a comment as well. Let me know what you think about the live stream on a replay. Jim says you can 3D print Wombat scales for free. Files on their website too. Yeah, that's cool. I just like, for me, like, I think that's really cool for the right people. But for me, like, you can't 3D, as far as I'm aware, you cannot 3D print carbon fiber. I don't think. I could be completely wrong here, but I just love the way the carbon fiber looks. And I know that they'll be coming out with a titanium kit version, and I'll probably end up getting that too. Speaking of spending too much money on scales, did you guys recently see Ask and Ye Shall Receive? Because for the longest, ever since it was released, I've been begging Rip's Garage Tech to come out with titanium Sage 6 scales. And lo and behold, here it is, guys. The featherweight titanium Sage 6 made in the USA scales. And I said, Rip's Garage Tech needs to beat Parsons Blade Works to market with their titanium scales. And I believe they have. So they got the diamond. The diamond looks really good. They do a great diamond pattern. But my favorite has got to be the Pirate Grip. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, look at that. I love it, man. The picture does not do it justice. I have these scales for my Rex 121 Sage 5, and it's awesome. It gives it a really nice feel. Feels great in the hand. Love it. But of course, they've got other versions too, like the fluted. They've got plain. Unfortunately, they haven't figured out yet that not everyone likes wire clips. I know. The people that do are really loud, and they make it sound like there's more support for wire clips than there really is. But we did a poll recently, and like 70% of people said they would rather have a regular milled clip. So just throwing that out there, if you're going to make aftermarket scales for a Spyderco, understand that you should have a clip option that gets rid of the wire clip entirely. Like, the only thing that I would say could have been an improvement on the design just by looking at the pictures is they could have just gone with a 3-hole pattern there. Why not? Why not? Just saying, okay? But this is cool. This happened. New Rip's Garage Tech Sage 6 titanium scales. Did they beat Parsons Blade Works to the punch? I believe they did. Parsons Blade Works, Sage 5. Yeah, they do not have any Sage 6 scales, and they did say they were going to have some. So there you have it. If you want titanium scales for your Sage 6 for this guy, go to Rip's Garage Tech. Made in the USA, baby. Are they expensive? Yes. Yes, they are expensive. All right. Welcome into Monomachus says, I'm rocking my Spyderco Shaman 15V. Love it, man. That's a nice carry. Fred said, someone just added a banger to your pocket check. Go back. All right, I could do that. Ooh. Another XPJX Lamia. Man, I'm so jealous. I want one. Like, I have one, okay? Like, I have a Lamia. This one's mine with the nature grip scales, and I love this. Absolutely love this. But I do desperately want one of the new Plain Jane XPJX. That's so good. And if I'm not mistaken, that's using his new cup wheel for grinding, right? That's what the new cup wheel, I believe. That's cool. Super cool. I'm here for it, man. Love it. Thank you for sharing. All right. The chat has jumped. I'm just going to jump with it. Why not? Jim says, I like the camo carbon too. The 3D print option is neat though. Maybe some glow in the dark or something would be neat. Yeah. It's always nice being able to make your own stuff with the 3D printer. Fred says, can you use the 3D printer files for the Vossite and convert it to CNC to be able to mill cut materials into the same shape? I would imagine you could, but I don't know for certain. Frankie says, saw the tie scales for the Sage 6, had to order them too. There you go. I'm telling you, man, their Pyro Grip scales are great. I've been sold for a while. That's cool. EDC ADHD. It is what it is. Hey, welcome into Experience Precision says, wire clips are a no-go. I agree. The good news is that on my Sage 6, I already got the clip covered from day one. Got it covered. Look at that. From Lynch Northwest, the wire clip replacement. Yeah, it's a good one. It is a good one. Top Dog says, yes, the poll was very disappointing. That's what she said. Am I immature? Yeah. I can't help it. That was a softball. Hey, shout out to my man C. Kobe with the 5 gifted memberships. C. Kobe! Thank you and congrats. Welcome in and welcome back to the new channel members. If you are someone who received a channel membership and you haven't done so yet, consider joining the Only Spartans Discord. Rollshambo, how do I do that? It's quite simple, really. You go to YouTube, and if you search YouTube for Rollshambo, I will pop up because absolutely nobody is copying my name. Click on my channel and go to the post section. When you do that, the top post will be a post that only channel members can see with a link to the Only Spartans Discord. That's how you join. Once you're in, you're in. And you can stay as long as you like, baby. There you go. So if you're a new channel member and you haven't done that yet, make sure to do that, especially if you're a gifted channel member. Ed B says, Roll, this is my labia. There are many like it, but it's Lamia. It's Lamia. You guys crack me up. Says stop, drop, and Rollshambo. Welcome into Mick Ranger. Good to see you, man. All right. Hey, and how's it going, Dolomite? He says, did I miss all the good stuff like usual? I mean, I guess it depends on how much stock you put in my my monologues. Basically, I started the live stream by talking about my most recent release, Steel Snobs episode 11 is in the books, and it's doing quite well. No complaints here. It's the best performing video that I've produced in several months, and it's something I'm very proud of. So I was concerned that it would be a wasted effort, but it wasn't. So it's been doing really well, and it was one of those things that reminded me that it's a type of content that this channel is known for now, and people want it. So I was, for a minute there, I was considering, like, do I really want to continue down this path? Because I have to sacrifice a lot to make Steel Snobs content. I have to sacrifice the rest of my production schedule for the better part of a week, if not a full week, to make one Steel Snobs episode. And that's hard as a content creator. So I talked a little bit about that. If you want to hear the full monologue, watch the replay. Welcome into Roman M. Good to see you, man. Grateful Dong says, is Roll an undercover degenerate? I mean, I don't hide under the covers, if that's what you're asking. Lone Star says, do not confuse wire clips with heavily skeletonized custom clips. That's fair. That is fair. Jojo says, I got the Spidey clip from Lynch for the Manix 2 Lightweight. Very nice, man. I like it. It's not for everybody. It's not everyone's cup of tea. One thing I'll say about this clip is that it does add some width. It does add some width, right, to the profile of the knife. And that's fine because it functions really, really nicely. Plenty of give there. You can fit this over any kind of material in your pocket. It's deep carry. I like it. I like it. It's going to go really good on the Pyro Grip scales when they come in. I'm happy about it. Welcome into Cornered. Good to see you, man. Mick Ranger, there he is. John Tagamori with the $2 super. He says for the I Like Rocks fund.
I'm not retarded, but I like rocks.
Thank you, man. Thank you. I appreciate that. Tricky 48 says your Steel Snob series was how I found you, and I binged all that were out at the time. Yeah, you know, it's come a long ways too. Like, I've done 11 episodes of the Steel Snobs series, and if you were to watch my very first one, which was my they're wrong about D2. If you were to watch the production difference between my D2 video, which is, I want to say it's the second most viewed Steel Snobs episode that I've done, and you were to compare it to the most recent episode I did on 15V, you'll notice that there's a huge shift in the quality of the content. I went and here's the thing. I decided a while ago that I wanted that content to be easy to consume. And one of the problems that I have with my earlier Steel Snobs content was it was very information dense. And it didn't tell the story the way that I wanted to, but it's one of the more popular ones. I've learned a lot since then. The production has gotten better. The storytelling aspect, I believe, has gotten better. Grateful Dog says, "Roll, have you handled a Pictus?" Oh yeah, absolutely, abso-freaking-lutely. It is great. I love it. Yeah. The Gecko Pictus is one of the best knives I've handled this year. All right, let's see what's out there. I know usually we go to DLT, but we're gonna mix it up today. Let's go ahead and check out NC Blade. NC Blade. Did you guys see this? Hold on, screen shares are important. Screen shares are important. Did you guys see this? Microtech SOCOM Elite manual with the spike grind and purple haze crosscut fat carbon inlays. It's not going to be cheap, but we haven't seen a spike grind SOCOM Elite manual like this. I'm very, very interested in this. I know these are going to sell out rather quickly. And yet, speaking of pocket clips, which we don't like, tip down carry. Son of a... Come on, Microtech. Nobody wants tip down carry. Yes, we still buy Spydercos with it, but that's because we can change it on. Like, really? Tip down carry? Really? You know what? Maybe I'm just being insensitive. Let's do another poll. Here's the question. Do you prefer your pocket clip orientation? That's a mouthful. Orientation. Tip up, tip down. I like rocks. Prove me wrong, because I know somebody's going to hit me up in the chat or the comments and be like, well, actually, you know, I prefer tip down. Don't gaslight me, okay? Don't gaslight me. I've got a very specific reason why I do not like tip down carry. It's a very specific reason because a lot of people are like, well, like, is it a tactical thing? No, it has nothing to do with tactics. Okay. It has nothing to do with safety. You know, it has everything to do with ergonomics. When your pocket clip is right near the tang of the blade, you are constantly squeezing it. When you bear down on it on the handle scale, you're going to feel that pocket clip a lot more than if it's tip up. In a tip up, it has the opportunity to disappear in the swell of your palm. But if it's tipped down, it's always going to be riding against the ridge of your hand. So it's uncomfortable. I hate the feel of the pocket clip pressed up against this part of my hand. I hate it. It does not feel good. It does not help with the ergonomics. It is almost guaranteed to be a hot spot. Will I tolerate it? I suppose. DLC spike grind, purple haze, fat carbon, like, yeah. 529. I guarantee you these are going to sell out. Guaranteed. Yeah, 68% of people say tip up. 11% say tip down. 21% got beat out by I Like Rocks at 21%.
I'm not retarded, but I like rocks.
Oh man, you guys are killing me. It dropped to 10%. Dip down dropped to 10%. Sean, what's up, man? He says, roll popping in to say hello. What's up, chat? Good to see you, Sean. Welcome in, man. Tricky says, tip down on anything other than a Spidey is surprising. Rick Hinderer also ships his knives tip down. For some reason, no one gave him the memo, but at least you have the option to switch it around, right? So Hinderer knives, Spyderco knives, the microtech, like, come on, microtech. Nobody does tip down. Are you serious? Tony, I know you don't watch my live streams, but on the off chance that you do, what the hell is this? It's 2025. Switch the pocket clip orientation, or at least give us the option to do that on our own. A little bit, like a couple extra screw holes right here would not go amiss. Okay? Like, now, you know why he didn't do this? Because he didn't have to. Because enough people will buy this and sell this out so many times over that it was probably more trouble just to mill an extra pocket clip spot than it was just to leave it designed the way that it was. I can't figure it out. All right, guys. Obviously, this poll has spoken. 62% say tip up. 18% say tip down. Wow. We have an influx of people voting for tip down. I mean, stop it, you guys. Still being beat by I Like Rocks. Dolomite says, is this even a question? Look, I put it to a public poll for a very specific reason. I'll make a statement, right? Whether it's in my live stream or in one of my videos, and I'll be like, people don't like this. And that spurs everyone who disagrees to comment and be like, well, obviously, no, I love this. Everyone loves this. Maybe it's just you that don't like it. People start to gaslight the crap out of me. Whenever I say that this is an unpopular design thing, all of a sudden I hear from all of the people that disagree, like all 10 of them. And I'm not hating on anyone that disagrees that say, no, I like tip down. That's totally fine. The point I'm trying to make is that it's not popular, okay? Tip down carry, not popular. Blade serrations in general, not popular. Persian blade shapes, not popular. Speed holes, not popular. Skeleton design, a little bit more popular, a little more acceptable than speed holes, but people in general don't like speed holes. If you wanted to make the worst selling knife in history, it would be a Persian blade shape with a full serrated blade, tip down carry pocket clip, flipper only with speed holes. And you'd be lucky to sell one of those. Just throwing that out there. Every time I see a knife designed like that, I'm like, you are brave. Whatever company did that. Experience Precision says, tip down is why it's still sitting there. I mean, it's not released yet. So these have not been released yet. That's why it says sold out. They have not been released yet. I don't know when they're going to be released. You know, we'll just go ahead and put this in there. Yeah. Oh, I already signed up for notifications. Okay. Yeah, these have not been released yet. They're going to be released sometime in the near future. I've got notifications set up. I guarantee you these are going to sell out when they do release. Craig Vincent says Camillus has a lot of tip down folders. Apparently, nobody told them. All the Buck 110 guys out there are like, my Buck doesn't even have a pocket clip. Oh, man. I need to carry my Buck 110 more. I like that knife. Ed says microtech is trash. I disagree. I like microtech. Hey, what's up, Brian? He says, I love my Spyderco Police with the right hand only tip down. Have carried it for decades. It is also riveted together. That's cool. Tricky 48 says, when I started collecting, all there was to tip down. All there was tip down. Got it. I got so used to it that I can do either, and muscle memory takes over either way. Yeah, for me, it's not even about muscle memory, man. It's just like I hate the clip position. The clip position bothers me on an ergonomic level. Listen, if you dislike the way a knife feels in the hand, you're not likely to carry it, right? And if you dislike the way a knife looks, you're not likely to carry it. Those two things are true in a general sense. And for me, I hate the way tip down clips look, and I hate the way that they feel. But I know that if I were to get this and I didn't like it, and I didn't like learn to like it, I could find a new home for it. I know that. Hey, thank you so much, man. Says Rolls, the 15V video is fire. Really enjoyed that. Good job, brother. Thank you, man. More Steel Snobs to come. When? No idea. But that's the kind of content I want to make more of, for sure. Brad says Rollshambo Persian with speed hole sounds like a Tom Mayo design, and his knives sell fast and sell for big money. I mean, Persian blade shapes do not sell well. They do not sell well in general. Now, Tom Mayo's Persian blade shapes might, but that has more to do with the fact that his knives in general are highly sought after. People make exceptions for that. Ed B says the 110 is a classic. I love it, man. Craig says butt guys are like pocket. Exactly. Jim says Model T Fords are nice cars, but like tip down, not very practical in 2025. I agree. Paul says, I had a fake 110 when I was a kid. Wouldn't mind getting a real one in MagnaCut. Yeah, I think you still can. Hold on. Pretty sure you can choose MagnaCut in their custom shop, but also shop knives. Yeah. New products. Yeah. Yeah. Come on. What? There it is. Mini range elite. You said 110. Sorry, I got distracted. The range series in MagnaCut is great, for the record. But 110 MagnaCut. Hold the phone. Is it still available? Yes, it is. You can get the July buck of the month with America Camo Carbon. Be warned, your mileage on their camo carbon may vary. Some people got really, really dense colors on theirs. Some people got less density on the colors. The thing about camo carbon is you can always take a high grit sandpaper and start shaving layers off lightly to reveal more if you don't like the pattern of what you got. I got one of these. Hold on. So these are a limited run. I got one right here. And I like it, man. The Boss heat treat on the MagnaCut is stellar. The cutting geometry is fantastic. I need to clean this one because I did use it last time I had it. Killer hollow grind, man. So many knife companies owe owe thanks to the Buck 110 for paving the way for folding locking knives. Such a good knife. I do want to get a new sheath for it though. I want to get a sheath for it that has a clip on it like this, because it would make it a lot more carry friendly. Like I tried I tried to like carrying this on my belt. My dad had a 110. He carried it on his belt all the freaking time. I'm not that guy. I can't get away with it, right? I'm a millennial. Millennials don't carry knives on their belt like this. Like, give me a pocket clip. Give me a pocket clip. But this is my 110. And I love it, man. It's the July buck of the month. They're still available. They still have some, and it's a limited run. So once they're gone, they're gone. $225 will get you Boss heat treated Magna Cut between 62 to 64 and camo carbon fiber with the nickel silver bolsters. And for all of you guys out there that are looking at going, well, you know what? Like, I'm not sure if I trust Buck to do a good job on the camo carbon. If you don't like the pattern, you can take some light, or excuse me, some high grain sandpaper, like 1000 grit, 2000 grit, and lightly shave off the layers, because the layers are incredibly thin, and you can reveal more color that way. You can change the entire pattern. That's one of the great things about camo carbon fiber. But I love mine. They didn't send this to me. I purchased this. This one was a me purchase, and I do not regret my purchase at all. So I can highly recommend that. Get a Buck 110 in Magna Cut and camo carbon. Do it. Thank me later. Yeah, hey, that's exactly what we're talking about. Mick says, if I ever design a knife, I'm going to change my name to Johan Nivenhan, just to sell for a higher price. Very nice. Paul Mill says, did you just open that Buck 110 one-handed? I mean, I can. Probably going to cut myself. There we go. Yeah, one-handed open. Is it the safest way to open this guy? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I don't recommend for people that like to keep all their fingers. But yeah. The Buck 110. Love it, man. I really enjoy mine. It's been getting some use. It's been getting some carry time. Older design in general with new school materials. Yeah. Really good hollow grind. I like it. I like it a lot. So good. It's one of those legacy style knives. Matt says, love when companies do special editions, like when Kershaw did the Leak and Magna Cut for $76 for July 4th. Wish I'd picked one up. I didn't know that they did that. Yeah, I had no clue, man. Says, no, they won't, but they'll carry fanny packs. Tricky says, saving for my grail, it will have to wait. Titanium Buck 110? Yeah, I'd do that. I would. I just busted a cold steel move. Jim says, don't recommend that. Saw a wise guy lay his palm open. I believe it, man. No. Yeah, no, I definitely don't recommend opening a Buck 110 like that. Definitely don't recommend it. I like to live on the edge, Jim. Plus, I got super glue. I was an idiot like 3 weeks ago. It's healed now. But I nearly cut the tip of my finger off. Oops. I nearly cut the tip of my finger off. I was out cutting peppers from our pepper plant, right? And I didn't realize that because I was holding the plant with one hand and cutting the pepper off the stem with the other hand. And I didn't realize that my index finger on my left hand had drifted up. And with my nooms on, I was cutting peppers with my nooms on. And that sucker is sharp, man. Talk about a good hollow grind. And it cut all the way, and my fingernail stopped it. Probably should have got stitches. But instead, I just, washed it. Interesting factoid. The best way to disinfect a fresh cut is by running water from the tap. I talked to a guy at Urgent Care, and he said that they've actually disproven that Neosporin is better than just running cold tap water over your cut to clean out any debris and stuff like that. That they've had better results without Neosporin. Anyways, ran it under cold tap water, held it up, bandaged it, and then, once it was sticking together and wasn't bleeding all over the place, I put some super glue over it for like a week, and it healed. And it was definitely one of those cuts where you look at it and you're like, I could probably go get stitches for this. Yeah, can't tell now except for the fact that part of my fingernail is missing. It'll grow back. Kevin C, what's up, man? He says, speaking of super glue, we inmate came stupid sharp and bit me good. Super glue, just get some super glue. Don't mess with the liquid bandage. Just get super glue, like regular bandage, until the bleeding stops, and it starts to coagulate and stick together. And then once that cut is sticking together, super glue over the top for a couple of days, you'll be good. Skull says, you could pinch the blade hard and wrist snap the Buck 110 handle open. Yep. Again, I don't recommend it. It's a dumb thing to do, but I do dumb things. Craig says, think about it. Every $65 Buck 110 is made in the USA. Who does that? It's a fair point. Buck does that. Here in Twin Falls, Idaho, in fact. Ed says, one word, pruning shears. But that's not fun, okay? Pruning shears are just big scissors. Stop it, Ed. I don't care if it's the right tool for the job. If you could use... Look, I was making dinner, okay? I was making tacos. And I wanted to cut some peppers to put on the griddle with my beef for my spicy tacos. That's what I wanted. I didn't think ahead. Didn't I mention I'm bad at planning? Says, I have a signed 110 laser etched El Cajon factory on the scale. My sis worked there before they moved. Really? So back when they were weren't they in San Francisco beforehand? Just, man, everyone, you guys are making me feel good about myself. I'm not the only person that does dumb stuff with my knives. Thank you for that. Super glue. Super glue is the key. The amount of times that I probably could have gotten stitches but didn't and just super glued it. The Vietnamese stitches. We're going to end this poll, by the way. It's not even a contest. Do you prefer pocket clip orientation, tip up, tip down, or I like rocks? In first place is tip up with 58%. 58% say tip up. Congratulations. 19% say tip down. I am surprised that many people say tip down, and 23% came in second with I like rocks.
I'm not retarded, but I like rocks.
All right, guys, we're going to end that poll right there. There's no need to continue. We already know. Ghostkeeper says, just flush with peroxide and taped her up. That'll do the trick, man. I'm telling you, though, I talked to Urgent Care about it because I was curious. It's like, what's the best way in 2025? And they said it's actually not Neosporin, because Neosporin apparently kills a lot of good bacteria too. So if you want it to heal and also disinfect, the best way to do it is hold your cut open under running water, get out to help with any debris, and then bandage her up. That's it. They said running water has a higher success rate of clean healing than Neosporin. Now, I imagine that they probably changed their tune, depending upon the scenario, I'd imagine. But they told me with a straight face, best way to get a cut to heal cleanly, running water, tap water is fine. Like I said, running tap water, especially since a lot of tap water has chlorine in it. Running tap water, bandage her up to stop the bleeding, let it coagulate. And I gotta say, ever since I got that advice from urgent care, things have gone good. All right. Says peroxide helps stop bleeding. Really? I would think that it would break down the blood cells instead of encouraging coagulation. I'm curious now. All right, come on, Google. Let's find out. Let's see what Google says. Does hydrogen peroxide help stop bleeding? Yes. Yes, it does. Hydrogen peroxide can help stop bleeding in some cases. Some cases. It's an antiseptic that can kill bacteria and other microorganisms when applied to a wound. It can cause the blood vessels to constrict, which reduces the blood flow and helps stop bleeding. However, it is important to note that hydrogen peroxide should not be used as a primary treatment for bleeding. If the bleeding is severe or does not stop after applying pressure, seek medical attention immediately. My finger did not stop. Actually, that's not true. It did stop when I applied pressure. Additionally, hydrogen peroxide can be irritating to the skin and should not be used on deep wounds or burns. It's not recommended for use on children under the age of 6. I see that. I see that. That makes sense though, because in my head I was like, wouldn't it break down the blood to keep it from coagulating? Because coagulating blood is what helps, cause scabs and helps the healing process. It helps stop the bleeding. But it makes sense if it helps restrict the blood vessels. No, that makes perfect sense. Tricky 48 says, I think the local water system may make a difference there. It was in Denver. You can drink, in most places in Denver, you can drink the tap water, okay? I'm not talking about Flint, Michigan. I'm not talking about Flint, Michigan. Or, Tijuana. Hey, shout out to my man, Hate Nate, with the $20 super. Stop it, Nate. Stop it. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much, man. He says, Thai Buck 110. Now that would make me want to edge a legend. Yeah, boy, get down with it. Flush any cuts, 91% isopropyl alcohol burn. Yeah, burns like a... Anyways, just don't cut yourself. Problem solved. That's been my solution, is I just say don't cut yourself, right? And then I go out and I do dumb stuff with my Unums on. Dude, thanks again for the $20 super, Nate. Definitely appreciate it, man. That's always the answer, though, right? Just don't suck at life. I try my hardest. I really do. Tricky says, I grew up in Jackson, Missouri. The water there was not sure it was... What was it? I was spoiled, okay? I grew up on well water in rural eastern Oregon. The Pacific Northwest has great water sources, right? And then I lived for a couple years in Montana, and the water in Montana is amazing. Even the glacier water in Montana is amazing. If you ever go to Glacier National Park, at the bottom of the glacier, they have a pump, and people will stop and they will fill up jugs with the glacier water. And it's glacier runoff, and you don't know what mountain goat upstream may have, done their business. But I got to tell you, the best water I've ever had in my life came from Glacier National Park. At the base of the park, if you ever go there, stop, fill up a gallon jug with that glacier water, and just thank me later. Best water I've ever had, period. I swear it stays cold for forever. Jim says, we had untreated water back in 2000. Now it's all chlorinated. Yeah. Absolutely right. All right. We kind of got off topic there. That's my fault. I can't help myself. You want a MagnaCut buck 110? They got it. It's the July buck of the month. It is a limited, so it's not going to be available for forever. They made 750 of them. Once they're gone forever. There you go. MagnaCut buck 110. Let's see. DLT. We always check DLT. I'm not affiliated with them in any kind of way, so I don't know why I'm always showing their website on my live streams. I just like their setup. What's new? They've got the Warlander Enterprises custom knives. Some fixed blade action. Are those Scandi grinds? I think they are. Are they? Maybe they're not. I'm still learning, okay, guys? Still learning. Is it a Scandi grind? It does not say. Maybe not. Maybe that's just a saber grind. Yeah, it's just a saber grind. I got excited, okay? I got excited. Leave me alone. Not a Scandi grind, just a saber grind. That's kind of cool, though. What did they do to that blade? What kind of finish is that? And look at that handle. Like, yes, I know that's hardwood. But what did they do to that handle? That's cool, man. USA made, $335. Okay. Okay. Box Elder Burl. Look at that. That's insane. Of course, that one's sold out. Of course. Of course. The Jack Wolf Scuffle. People seem divided on this one. One thing they're not divided on is whether or not Crystal Tie is cool, because these are sold out, and I am not surprised. S90V, Jack Wolf Scuffle. It's a Nick Rogers design. It's one of their locking versions. Looks good to me, man. So a lot of people said that they didn't like the look of it, but honestly, it's a solid looking knife. It's a $350 solid looking knife, but at least you get S90V and Crystal Tie. I'm not mad at that price point, to be honest with you. Black Ice Kieranite. I'm not really sold on Kieranite, to be honest. I'm just not. Kieranite doesn't do anything for me. What else? Upcoming drops. Bark River Knives. I feel like they already have a bunch of these. Maybe I just don't know. I'm not big into the fixed blade scene quite yet. New Work Tough Knives. I don't know. For any of you guys who collect fixed blades, like, is it just me, or is there just already a bunch of these out there that are currently available? Like, why does this have to be a drop? Micro Bravo. Maybe it's a specific one. Micro Bravo. Dark Cherry Maple Burl. It is a good looking knife. I've heard good things about Bark River. 224, 225 bucks, American made, CPM 154. Cherry Maple Burl. I might have to try one of these. 225 ain't bad. All right. Copper Shed Metalworks. What is this? It's crazy. Skull Key Bottle Opener. Paperweight Brass Knucks. Nah, I'm okay. I'm okay. Copper Shed Titanium Juggernaut. It's a slingshot. I don't know why this interests me, but look, is that also a bottle opener? Yep, bottle opener, slingshot. Do they give you any shot with it? Created by Ryan Forbes. I mean, that is pretty cool. 200 bucks though. 200 bucks to be a menace to society. It's crazy, man. Crazy. Hate Nate says glacier water. Is that chocolate? No, that's if you talk to a park ranger at Glacier National Park and you're like, is it safe to drink the water at the base of the glacier? They'll say, well, technically, yes. But also, we can't really say yes because we don't know what mountain goat may have urinated upstream. The reason why it's generally safe in general is because even if a mountain goat at the top of the glacier decides today is the day where I want, running water in my bathroom, it has to travel through so many tons of gravel and stuff to get down to the base, right? So it's naturally filtered. I've drank gallons of water from Glacier National Park that has filtered down to the bottom of the glacier. It comes out of a spout. Like you literally just fill up a jug at this spout, right? And I've drank gallons of it, man. And I never had any issue. If anything, I felt stronger. Like what is it? What is it that they say in Happy Gilmore? It's like, like this is water from Alaska. It's blessed by an Eskimo shaman or something like that. I promise you, it's the best water I've ever had. Now, is it the same? Like that was what? 35 now. I was 11 then, so that was 24 years ago. Can things change in 24 years? Absolutely. Is it still there? Do they still have it up? Have people had any issues? I have no idea. But at least back then, it was the best water I've ever had. And it stayed cold for forever without having to be refrigerated, which was crazy to me. On the Edge says, I have crystal tie woodpeckers. Love them. Oh, yeah, the Remet RT woodpecker? Oh, absolutely. And they're still available. They restocked. So they sold out, and then they restocked. And then the restock sold out, and then they restocked again. But I'm positive, if you go to Remet's website right now, there it is, guys. The Remet RT woodpecker with the crystal tie is excellent. It's one of my favorite knives this year. It's the execution on this is impressive. $250, okay? And you get a seemingly screwless design. It's not truly screwless. Like you take off these covers, these titanium covers, and the screws are on the liners underneath. But each side could be a show side. And there's also a spot for a tritium insert. You can do the blue crystal tie or the green crystal tie. And now they also have a pink crystal tie. And if you don't like crystal tie, you could spend a little bit less and get one of these. They've got these, which is just your regular titanium. But where's the fun in that? The green crystal tie is what I have, and I love it. In fact, hold on. I've got it right here. This one's mine. I got the green. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We'll go full screen for this. I need to start carrying this knife again more because I truly enjoy it. I put it away so that I would start carrying other knives, but that crystal tie is incredible. I love it, man. Absolutely love it. In my opinion, this is one of the best, if not the best, EDC size folders that Remet's come out with this year. The depth that you get from crystal tie, it's fantastic. Excellent cutting geometry. Super thin there behind the edge. I'm a big fan. And then, of course, the reverse flick is money too. Look at that. I don't care who you are. Crystal tie is cool, man. It's so good. I'm going to leave this out. I think I'm going to carry this one tomorrow. Yeah, there we go. All right, guys. It's about that time. I wanted to say thank you to everyone who has supported the channel. Thank you to everyone who has continued to push for the Steel Snobs content. That was a series that I wasn't sure if I had the time to bring back. And I did. And it's not going anywhere. We're going to do more Steel Snobs episodes. When? No clue. No clue. half the battle is finding the story in the content that I want to make. That's half the battle. The other half is spending the time to produce that content. So for those of you who are big fans of the Steel Snobs series, know that there will be more. When will there be more? No idea, but we'll work on it. So for everyone who supported that, everyone who watched the latest episode, thank you. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. I put like 20 hours of work into that episode. I tried to make it enjoyable, tried to tell a story, and make it an engaging piece. So if you haven't seen the most recent episode, go do that right after the live stream, which is coming soon. The next time we will be live will be this Saturday at 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, which is 10 p.m. Eastern, which is 9 p.m. Central, which is 7 p.m. Pacific. If you want to chat it up with me in the meantime, you can find me on the Only Spartans Discord. So for those of you over there, I'll see you soon. And for everybody else, have a fantastic rest of your week. I will see you later.